Facebook. We're streaming live. Thank you for watching us in the Karibu magazine. We're streaming live. About the new family Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon for everyone. Keep watching us on the Karibu magazine. I'm remember for someone. We streaming on the Karibu magazine live on Facebook and YouTube. And then I want to say for everyone, keep watching us. It's more way to support us. Don't forget to subscribe for our channel, the Karibu magazine on YouTube, Karibu magazine on Facebook. We are here to talk a little bit with the doctor Sam Yeboah. He's the main doctor from New Family Urgent Care. You know, someone, black people see us on a Karibu magazine. We talk about definitely the main thing people suffer about kids. So today we're gonna talk about hypertension. So we are here to explain to someone uh, who is a risk to get hypertension, what are the signs or symptoms of hypertension. So Dr. Sam is the main thing. Is the main person. I'm sorry, is the main person. Is going to explain to us about hypertension. Hi, Dr. Sam.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
Uh,
Thank you.
Thank you to welcome back again in Karibu Magazine. You promised the people, you promised everyone to support Karibu Magazine, to welcome, to come back to explain about it. We got more questions to talk to you about new family care, new family agent care, how new family agent care is now.
The new family agent care is doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
We're very grateful. A lot of obviously people are patronizing, and that is obviously the goal. The
Okay.
goal is to expose ourselves to everybody in Louisville and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to repeat the address and then the phone number again. The address
Yes,
is 3333 Barstow Road, Suite 11, Louisville, Kentucky, 40218. If you really want to make a phone call or call us, you can call us at 502-305-6445. You can also visit our website at www.newfamilyurgentcare.com. Facebook as well, we are there, newfamilyurgentcare.com, New Family Urgent Care as well. So thank you again for actually having me back.
Thank you to come back in the Karibu magazine. So we're gonna just go back a little bit about the new. Before we start on the main thing today, the main title we're gonna talk. So we need you to back a little bit to explain to people what kind of service we make a new family urgent care.
Okay. So New Family Urgent Care actually provide urgent care services,
Okay.
which include lacerations. For instance, somebody's working on a plane, they got hurt, they got cut.
Mm-hmm.
You come there, we definitely can put stitches, clean it up, give you medicines, anesthetize it, and obviously give you stitches, and send medications like antibiotic and some pain medicines to help you go home.
Okay.
You don't have to go to the emergency room. Now we all know COVID-19 is here. People are not comfortable, going around, but we want to reassure people if you come to New Family Urgent Care, we have all the COVID, precautions there. We check your temperatures. We give you masks, as you can see. I'm wearing. We also maintain social distancing. We are pretty far away from each other. So when you come there, we practice everything, and Not just that, diseases. There are diseases, ear infections, throat infections, sinusitis, you're coughing, asthma, hypertension that we're going to talk about, even elevated blood sugar. There's so many things, abdominal pain, back pain, a lot of things that we deal with. If you just don't feel good, just come. Just come and see us. We have a lot of providers. Also, one thing that I'm really grateful, and I always tell people, is the fact that even if you're not comfortable coming to us, coming to the urgent care, we can come to you. We have that service called Urgent Care to You. And it is only New Family Urgent Care that is actually doing this. So if you live here in Louisville, Kentucky, or around Louisville, Kentucky, and you need assistance, you want a medical provider to come to you, New Family Urgent Care can absolutely do that. And when we come, our providers are going to wear and protect themselves and also to protect you. So even skin conditions, children. We take care of all children of all ages. We take care of all adults of all ages. So we do everything. If you're having problem breathing, like I said, even if you're having problem sleeping, just come. Just if it is related to health, come to New Family Urgent Care, and we are absolutely there to support and to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Sam. So people ask again about support like insurance. What about people they don't have any issue? They don't have any insurance, or they have insurance.
Okay, so the wonderful thing is New Family Urgent Care takes all insurance.
Okay.
If you have insurance, bring it. Even if you do not have insurance, the goal and the purpose and the mission of this organization or this corporation is literally just to help. We are into the help business. If you are in healthcare, you are into the helping business. So even if you do not currently have insurance, we don't want that to prevent you from coming to see us. Come. Okay. As you know, I'm from Africa. Most of the people, that I think your audience, most of them are also Africans. Yeah. Come. And I always tell people, even if you don't have Social Security and all that, we are not an immigration service. We care less about that. We care about you. We care about your health. Okay. So come and see us. If you have insurance, passport, Medicare, Medicaid, Cigna, Anthem, whatever you have, just come and see us, and we'll definitely will be able to help you.
Thank you. Just a reminder for people, Macy watched us on Karibu magazine last time we talked. So today we're going to talk about hypertension. So what is the main definition for hypertension, Dr.
Okay.
Sam?
Thank you for that. And I'm really grateful. I'm really excited to talk to all of us about hypertension. Okay. Like I promised on the previous video that we actually made, I said periodically I'll be coming to Karibu magazine and I'll be doing education. So today is the first of the series that will be coming to all your audience and all your other people out there. Hypertension or high blood pressure, as we know,
another name.
Right. Another name for hypertension is high blood pressure.
Okay.
When we talk about blood pressure, we're talking about the resistance against which your heart is pumping. In other words, we have our blood vessels, which is inside the body, right? And there is pressure inside the blood vessels, so the heart has to pump blood so that the blood can go into your eyes, into the brain, into the heart itself, into the kidneys, into the liver, into the spleen, into the hips, into the legs, into the arms, into the ear, everywhere. But when the pressure in that blood vessel is so high, then that is what we call high blood pressure. So it's not necessarily your blood that has a pressure, but instead it is the blood vessel that the blood is flowing through it. Let me take this. Okay. This is a bottle of water, right? Okay. The water contains the bottle contains the water. The same thing, the blood vessels contain the blood. Therefore, if the pressure in the bottle goes up, and let's link that to the pressure in the blood vessel, that is what we are talking about. So if the pressure in the bottle goes up, it's the same thing. You can actually make the analogy is to when the pressure in the blood vessel goes up, you have high blood pressure. That's exactly what it is. So the resistance, what is amazing or what is scary about it is that when the pressure in the blood vessel goes up, then your heart, the heart, has to do a whole lot of work. It has to force itself. It has to push harder in order to be able to move the blood. You know, so if you look at it, if you're behind the door, like let's use children, right? You're behind the door. I want to open the door, and you are standing behind the door, and you are blocking me. So as I'm pushing, if there's if I'm pushing to push the door open, if I work too hard, now I get sick. The same way, if the heart has to pump too hard to push blood in the blood vessel, that is a problem. And that is the reason why it is extremely important that we all understand what high blood pressure is, which is the increase in the pressure in the blood vessels against which the heart is pumping. When that pressure goes up, it gives us a lot of problem. It gives us a lot of trouble. So we look at some of the signs and symptoms, the risk factors and everything. But high blood pressure is an increase in pressure in the blood vessels against which the heart has to pump. There are two numbers. Whenever we do blood pressure, you put a sigmometer actually on your arm, and then we measure, right, the pressure. There are two numbers that we see. We have a top number, we have a bottom number. The top number, we call it the systolic. And the bottom number, we call that the diastolic. The systolic is actually looking at the pressure that when the heart pumps this way, like when the heart pumps the blood, the pressure against which the heart is pumping. So if you look at it, you literally can look at it this way. When I have this jacket or these keys, when I throw this key to this side, the pressure against which the blood is going this way is the top number. And then the pressure against which the blood is coming back towards the heart is the bottom number. So the top number is always high than the bottom number because you have a higher pressure in your arteries, literally more than basically when you compare it to the pressure in literally the vein. So the pressure in the arteries against which the heart is pumping measures your systolic blood pressure. And then the pressure against which the blood is returning back to the heart actually measures the diastolic, or the bottom number that we see when we have high blood pressure.
Exactly, doctor. You say true. And then it's clear. So it's the main definition for hypertension. But I know you talk about hypertension has another name you can call
high blood pressure. Yes.
So we gotta move on for next question. Who has a risk to get hypertension?
So your question is who is at risk to get hypertension? So there are a lot of risk factors that we definitely can discuss, that we can go over. But some of the risk factors, and it's important that we understand that who is really at risk for getting high blood pressure, who is at risk for getting hypertension. You know, one of the people, obviously, that has a high risk of having hypertension is black people.
Okay.
Just because you are black puts you at risk for developing hypertension. So race, and to be specific, the black community or people of African descent, like myself, like yourself, your mother, your father, your uncle, if you are a black person, you have a higher risk of developing hypertension. The question is why? Why is it that, you know, why just black people but not the other group of people? The only thing is black people, by genetically, we are very sensitive to salt. Okay? And sodium, in other words, salt. When you eat a lot of salt, it puts you at risk of holding on to fluids. When you hold on to your fluids, which is the water and drinks that we drink, if we don't pee enough, we hold on to the water. And then, look, this water, you see, this bottle is almost hot, you know, it's almost full.
Almost full, yeah.
If we drink or we pour some of this water out of this bottle, the pressure in a bottle that is high, that is full, is higher
Yes.
than a pressure in a bottle that is half empty. So if you compare this bottle and this bottle, the pressure in this bottle is higher than the pressure in this bottle. The same way, if we drink a lot of water, or if you drink water and we cannot pee the water out because of salt, the pressure in our body goes up higher than somebody who drank the water and was able to pee it out. And one of the reasons why we as black people, our blood pressure is elevated is as a result of the sensitivity to salt. Our body craves the salt, we hold on to the salt, and therefore we hold on to our fluids, and hence, definitely our blood pressure goes up. Another risk factor is not only just being that, it's age.
Yeah.
Okay? As we are getting older, once you turn old, I mean, I don't want to say old, but as we become adult, from age 18 and up, because you are getting older, your blood pressure by nature goes up.
This
Okay?
is natural.
It's natural that your blood pressure goes up when you're getting old. So I'm, in my 40s now, right? So if you are in your 20s, upper 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, as you going up, your blood pressure goes up just by age. Okay, so if you are getting old, which is a blessing, all right? Not everybody gets to grow old. Obviously, unfortunately, some people by nature, don't get to grow older. But by nature, as you're getting old, with age, your blood pressure goes up. Another thing is also family history, right?
Yeah.
If your mom, your dad, your cousins, your uncles, and but specifically your mom and dad and your grandmother, that direct lineage, if your mom has a history of hypertension, your dad has a history of hypertension, you stand a very high risk of developing hypertension yourself.
It goes by
generations to generation genetically. So family history obviously puts us at risk of developing hypertension. Another thing is being obese and overweight. Okay, a lot of people, and as we know, if you see me, the way I look at today, when I came from Africa to United States, this is not what I weigh.
Yeah.
I've gained some pounds. And if we can really be honest to ourselves, it goes to all of us, and especially as Africans, we come here, we gain weight. About 99% of people of us who have come here, some way, somehow, we've gained weight. So weight gain and obesity, and especially morbidly obesity puts us at risk for developing hypertension. Another big risk factor is not being physically active. That means if we are not exercising, if we are not being active, if we are not going to the gym, if we are not going for walking, if we are not running, if we are not going outside and playing with the children, basketball, playing soccer, if we are not doing these things and not challenging our body, unfortunately, it puts us at risk of developing hypertension. Another thing is tobacco. Tobacco use. If you smoke, if you're somebody who is a smoker, smoking or cigarette or nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. That means that nicotine actually constricts the blood vessels. If you take a water hole and you put pressure on it, by squeezing it, the pressure in the water hole does what? Go up. The same way, if you smoke cigarette, the nicotine gets into your bloodstream and it constricts. It presses on your blood vessel, and therefore the pressure goes up. So smoking also puts people at risk of developing hypertension, otherwise high blood pressure. The other thing that I talked about was the salt, right?
Yeah.
The sodium, salt. I know when we eat, and as Africans, we love salt. They love it. Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of the food that we eat have salt in it. Salt is the number one preservative. It obviously back home, if we don't have a refrigerator, if we go to the bush and we kill an animal, we have a game, what do we put on it? Salt, so that it doesn't go bad. The same thing. So genetically, we really crave the salt. And by eating a lot of salt, it puts us at risk to hold on to our fluids, and therefore, what? The blood pressure goes up. So one education, and we'll talk about education in a minute, one thing that we definitely will talk about our folks is to make sure you do not eat too much salt. If you eat too much salt, you put yourself at risk of developing hypertension. Another risk factor, there are a lot of risk factors, is uh, uh, alcohol, right?
Alcohol.
Drinking alcohol. I mean, we work hard.
Yeah.
We
But
really work hard.
every weekend. Man.
There you go. So I'm not going to say don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Every now and then, all right? If you want to, yeah, every now and then, but don't make it a habit. If you drink almost every day, you are putting yourself in very harm's way. It causes liver disease, and liver disease will link to other things that will definitely increase your blood pressure. So, drinking a lot of alcohol, every now and then, a glass of wine, you and your family, your wife, your husband, every now and then, have some kind of fun. If you are not going to drink, I don't drink. If you decide not to drink, that's a choice. But if you're going to, don't make it like an everyday thing because you put yourself at risk for it. Another thing, one extremely important that I need to obviously discuss is stress. Okay, stress. Stress is a major risk factor for hypertension. Here we are, we want everything, right? We came here, we've seen the cars, we've seen the houses, we're building the house, we're doing 2 or 3 jobs, we're doing overtime. It stresses our body. And by so doing, we have children, especially now that the kids are at home because we can't go to school, right? It puts stress on us. So stress is a major, major contributor of developing high blood pressure. So, there are things that we can do to reduce stress. That will be another thing that we can discuss. But yeah, like taking a walk helps you reduce stress, all right? Enjoying a nice dinner, holding somebody that you really love and care about, somebody telling you something great, all that reduces stress. So things you can do, we have stress balls that you can actually, squeeze. If you feel stressed out, go and jog, go and do running a little bit. Those things definitely help reduce stress, right? Plan your day effectively, because procrastination is a major risk factor for becoming stressed out. Okay. Instead of thinking, oh, I'll do it the next time. Oh, I'll do it. No, plan it such that you become disciplined and then you do things when the time is due. So as you can see, there are a lot of risk factors. Other risk factors that we definitely can talk about is eating food that do not have enough potassium in it, like banana, eating fruits, watermelon, some nuts, all those things. We know I'm from Ghana originally, right? So I love eating a lot of fufu, right?
Yeah.
Our starch,
Like
the starchy. There you go. You're eating the fufu, the eba, the salmonella. They're all good, but you want to make sure that you eat in moderation, right? But then you want to make sure that you get your fruits and vegetables and, other form of protein in it. So here too, we eat a lot of meat, and we got to be very careful about that. So, but the most important thing is, even if you can't do anything, there are 3 major ones that I obviously want everybody to pay attention to. Reduce stress. Okay. That's one.
Yes.
The second one, please make sure you cut back on the amount of salt that you are eating, especially when your wife or you prepare food, you taste the food, and you take salt and pour it in it. That's bad. That's really, really bad. That's really bad because you're just adding salt. That hasn't gone through the process of getting warm to mix up. That's direct sodium that you're putting inside your body, and that obviously puts a major risk factor on you to developing, and if you smoke, please, if you smoke, smoking is a habit that can be very difficult to quit. But today I just want to, I hope I'm not scaring somebody, but I just want you to have the information so that you can make, like a judgment, a real informed judgment. Because smoking, not only does it put you at risk for developing lung cancer and even throat and then tongue and mouth, oral cancers, but also it puts you at risk for developing hypertension. So those are some of the major risk factors that obviously puts people at risk for developing, hypertension.
Okay, Dr. You talk about a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Lot of things can be get heart risk, get hypertension. So I want to tell someone to make hypertension. It's a lot, but by my next video, I want you explain to her each one how to avoid anything gonna be get has high
High blood
hypertension,
pressure.
high blood pressure.
Right. Right. Okay.
Because it's a lot of them. But generally, we need to we need you has you tell us the main thing how we can do to avoid everything.
Okay.
It's general.
So-
and then specifically we're gonna talk next
Okay.
about that video.
Right. So hypertension, like I said, there are some that you can avoid, and there are some of the risk factors you cannot avoid.
You cannot avoid.
For
Like,
instance,
for example,
if you're a black person, you're a black person. There's no way you can say I'm not black. If you're born black, that's how God created you. There's nothing you can do about it. So
Natural.
that's natural. That is something that we really can avoid.
Okay.
Also, age.
Also,
As you're getting older, there's not a whole lot you can do. Age is a blessing, but we can age and age gracefully. That means you really can get older in a way that obviously it will reduce the risk of being old. Being active, not smoking, not drinking too much. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that we can change. But there are some, we call it non-modifiable risk factors, which include the age, which include obviously the race. You definitely can change that. All right? But there are things that we can change.
Okay.
Don't smoke. Increase activity. Walk. Run. Somebody will say, oh, but when I go to work, I walk. It's different.
That I know.
Right.
People say when I'm working 12 hours a day, it's
Right.
gonna be physical for me.
Right.
I do physics.
Yeah, that's true. Physical activity is extremely important, but you want to dedicate like time where you are really exercising. Working is important. The kind of job that you do is extremely important. But for instance, if you're somebody that you go to work and you sit all day, that's not good. All right? That is not to say, give up your computer job. That's not what I'm saying. After you finish your computer job, go and exercise.
Okay.
Give yourself some time, 30 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week at the gym, or walk. Everybody can walk. You don't have to buy an expensive equipment or pay any gym membership. Just have some walking. It's summer. Just have some time and go and walk, and that definitely will help. Reduce stress by doing what? Planning your day. All right? You're building the house back home. We know.
Yeah.
All right? You have family back home that are depending. I know. There are family back home, and let them understand, because there are a lot of people. Okay, we'll talk about the signs and symptoms about hypertension. There are a lot of people that have hypertension and they don't even know that they have hypertension.
Yeah, there's another question about what are the signs for hypertension?
Right. So
we're gonna know. We want to know how. Oh, I got hypertension.
You got hypertension.
For what?
Yeah. There are a lot of patients. As a matter of fact, majority of the people who have hypertension do not even know that they have hypertension.
Exactly.
Right? So that is a scary part. As a matter of fact, we call that, we have what is called an essential hypertension that we don't really know what caused it. And then we have the secondary hypertension that we know you're smoking, right? Or you're overweight, right? Or you are stressed. So many things. But most of the people who have high blood pressure do not even know. The reason is because it may not give you any symptoms at all.
Sure.
Very sure. Hypertension may not show any symptoms at all. We call that, as a matter of fact, that's why high blood pressure in some ways is called a silent killer. It is silent, but it's killing you. It's killing you, but you don't know because you have not checked your blood pressure. It's very unfortunate. A lot of us as Africans, we don't go to the doctor until we are sick.
Until we are sick.
Until we are sick, which is not the best.
We don't know.
So that's why I'm excited about New Family Agent Care, because, look, you don't have to be sick to come in. Even if you don't feel, even if you feel good, you have a doctor, go to your doctor. And the beautiful thing is, if you go to a place like Walmart or Kroger, put your arm in there in the machine and obviously check your blood pressure. So, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that people absolutely understand. People understand it, and therefore will definitely, will respond to it. Because a lot of people with hypertension do not even know that they have hypertension. Other things is headache. Okay, another symptom is headache. All right, headache definitely can, there are so many causes of headache, but a headache is a very common sign of hypertension. Sometimes some people may also have blurry vision. All right, some people may have blurry vision. They feel like they really can't see well. Okay, because hypertension can affect your vision. Okay, it really can prevent blood flow into your eyes. So blurry vision is also another risk factor. Sometimes hypertension can cause what is called angina or chest pain. Sometimes you're walking around, you're like, I don't know what's going on, but my heart kind of hurt, but okay, it's gone. Then it comes in very transient. You didn't treat it, but it went away by itself. It may be that the pressure is so high and the heart is working too hard and it's telling you, I'm stressing out. The heart is talking to you. So chest pain is also another sign of hypertension. Sometimes too, your heart may not beat effectively. We call that palpitations. You feel like your heart is jumping out of your chest. Okay. It may beat boom, 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 then it stops. It just, it goes boom, 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 then it stops. And then, you're walking for all of a sudden, boom, 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 then it stops. Call that palpitations. Hypertension can definitely cause palpitations. And then it can affect almost every organ in the body, okay? Sometimes some people may feel like they're speaking, but the words is not coming out. Like, I wanted to say, and you're like, wait a minute, what was that? That is a major problem. That's a major sign and symptom that the body is telling us, because it's affecting the speech part of your brain. That obviously is telling us that it's not really receiving enough blood, and hence, as a result, maybe as hypertension or even a major risk factor or signs and symptoms of what is called stroke, which we'll talk about that some other time. So hypertension has so many implications on our body, and a lot of symptoms that sometimes we know and we see, but we ignore, and there are others that are walking around that do not have any symptoms at all. As a matter of fact, hypertension and diabetes in the United States are the number one and two risk factors for people to develop kidney failure or renal failure. People lose their kidneys because of hypertension. And I want people to absolutely understand the gravity of hypertension, and to know that if you don't have a medical doctor, find one. All of us, if you work like I do, you have insurance. Yeah. But you don't even use the insurance. Every year we are supposed to go to your provider. We have to draw blood. If you come to New Family Agent Care and you don't have a doctor, or if you come with symptoms and we need to actually order you labs, we can order labs. We can order a lot of labs just to make sure that you're doing fine. We are grateful. A lot of us, we go to church every Sunday. But you may ask somebody, when was the last time you saw a medical provider? Never. Like, never. But you have insurance that you're paying.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. And you have insurance that you're paying every 2 weeks. Every pay period, they take insurance. And every year you're paying hundreds and thousands of dollars, but you don't even go to check yourself out. We are doing very well for the spirit, where we worship God, where we go to the mosque. We do all this, which is wonderful. But we also have to do it for the body, for the brain, for the heart, for the eyes, the kidney, the liver. Let's get checked out. Come to New Family Agent Care. We'll check you out. We will draw labs if we need images. We will order whatever we need to order. And if you're sick, obviously, don't sit at home. Don't make it get bigger before you definitely come and see us. Come. 3333 Boston Road, Suite 11, Louisville, Kentucky, 40218. Or go to www.newfamilyagentcare.com. We are absolutely there to definitely help. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. So it's very clear. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to back again to explain, but I have to talk to just someone. They don't listen to English. femmes congolaises, wherever we were. Nous avons parlé aujourd'hui de l'hypertension. Je vais seulement résumer un peu ce que nous avons parlé de l'hypertension, euh, qui ont le risque d'attraper l'hypertension. Et le docteur a parlé, notre race, la race noire que nous sommes, la race noire, nous avons cette opportunité, nous avons l'opportunité le plus élevée d'attraper l'hypertension et aussi l'âge. Au fur et à mesure où nous avançons en âge, c'est ce qui fait aussi que ça donne le risque d'attraper l'hypertension. Il a parlé aussi de notre antécédent, dans notre famille, les générations. C'est une maladie aussi qui vient de la génération. Lorsque vos parents, les arrière-parents ont souffert de l'hypertension, ça peut aussi, tu as aussi le risque d'attraper l'hypertension. Et nous avons aussi parlé du poids. Et si vous obtenez un peu beaucoup du poids à celle que ton corps est en mesure de supporter, ça nous donne aussi l'occasion, le risque d'attraper cette maladie, l'hypertension. Et aussi, il a parlé du physique. Lorsque nous faisons la physique, et ça montre que nous faisons un effort d'éviter cette maladie, l'hypertension. Et le physique, il est en train de parler, il ne parle pas de physique et nous allons travailler. Nous travaillons déjà, c'est un physique, mais la physique qu'il est en train de parler, c'est le physique conditionnel que nous avons, nous sommes dit comme discipline. Alors que chaque jour, je dois faire 1 heure du temps de courir. Ça, c'est un physique que tu t'es donné comme exemple de discipline. Chaque jour, je dois passer. Nous avons beaucoup de salles de physique ici. Je parle aussi ceux qui nous sommes ici parce que c'est nous qui héritons beaucoup de poids. Nous venons de l'Afrique, nous n'avons pas de poids, mais lorsque nous arrivons ici, nous héritons beaucoup de poids parce que nous mangeons les nourritures qui sont vraiment des protéines, qui ont des protéines, pardon, allais-je dire, qui ont des protéines et puis ça nous donne du poids. Et pour éviter tout ça, nous allons à la salle de physique pour essayer de diminuer notre poids. Et aussi les gens qui fument. Ils ne découragent pas les gens qui fument, mais ils leur disent qu'ils sont aussi exposés à cette maladie, l'hypertension. Il a parlé aussi de sel. Les sels, nous devons aussi éviter de mettre beaucoup de sel dans notre food, dans notre nourriture. Ça peut aussi nous engendrer l'hypertension. Il a parlé aussi des drinks. Drink, cela veut dire l'alcool que nous prenons. Nous devons modérer notre façon de prendre de l'alcool. Cela aussi impacte l'hypertension sur notre corps. Et il a aussi parlé du stress. Et nous devons limiter le stress à un niveau parce que lorsque nous disons, nous sommes venus ici chercher de l'argent, nous travaillons 2-3 boulots et c'est pour gagner de l'argent. Oui, c'est bon, tu gagnes de l'argent, mais tu es en train de te donner le risque d'attraper l'hypertension parce que tu ne donnes pas ton corps l'accès de se reposer. Et il a parlé aussi je parlais de smoking, il a parlé de smoking, il a parlé beaucoup de choses et nous allons en discuter une par rapport à notre next vidéo. Nous allons parler de une par une et puis il va nous expliquer. Doctor, I will talk to somebody from Congolese or from a different country that speak French.
Yes.
And that's why I'm just back to English to translate
Absolutely.
French to make them understand. That's what we're talking about today.
I hope you mentioned the salt.
Exactly.
Very important.
Very important.
Yes.
I will talk about that. Salt is very important to cut back. 50%, that's what we do today.
Absolutely.
Cut back 50%, it can be help us to avoid hypertension, our community. So, doctor, we don't have a time. That's the video they told us we have 5 more minutes to talk. But I want you to tell people what the main thing we talk today, and then call them to come see you if they have like some symptom from anything else. It can be able to see you, whatever they have, not insurance or not, they can just tell them to come see you.
All right. So, in a nutshell, thank you very much, Karibu Magazine. Thank you very much, audience. And the audience for actually spending time to listen to what we're discussing here.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we obviously introduced hypertension to you. Next week, we will continue, God willing. Obviously, we'll talk about the complications that may occur if we really do not treat hypertension. But, you know, one of the most important things that I really want people to know is that, you know, New Family Agent Care is available to all. And we are open in the evenings. We are open from 4 to 10 p.m. on Boston Road, and I'll give the address again. You know, 3333 Boston Road, Suite 11, Louisville, Kentucky, 40218. You can also visit us on www.newfamilyagentcare.com. You know, or you can follow us on Facebook, or you obviously can call 502-305-6445. The number again is 502-305-6445. Come and visit us. But please, as Africans, as people of African descent, as black people, as we are in America, please ensure, even if you are watching us from Congo or any part of the world, please cut back on salt, increase activity, get a healthcare provider, come and see us, go to a doctor every year. Let's check your labs, a woman, a man. Hypertension affects men more than we think, especially when we go to bed. If we are in bed and we cannot perform, you may be surprised that the risk is hypertension. Okay? Like I said, we'll talk about some of the complications that will occur. Erectile dysfunction, one of the major problems for men with erectile dysfunction is hypertension. All right? So women and everything, there are so many things. Renal failure, heart attack, aneurysm. I don't want to hear that is happening in our community. I know, we know, the medical community know. And that's why we are coming to you live from the studios of Karibu magazine to let you know that this is a real disease out there. Every year, come. If you're sick, even if you're not sick, come and pay a visit to us. We can check your blood pressure, check your blood sugar, and all those things. We want a vibrant, strong people who will be around 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 more years to take care of our kids and to see the grandkids, you know, growing. So thank you one more time. All right. Next week, I think we will open the lines and let people actually call in with any questions. So we've introduced you to your audience. If anybody have any question, write it down. Next week, Sunday, when we come, bring that question the same time and then ask us, because I will be able to definitely provide answers to you. So thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So I want to hand this video to tell someone in French. Merci beaucoup à vous tous qui ont suivi Karibu Magazine live sur votre émission. Nous parlons de la santé aujourd'hui avec le docteur Sam Yeboah. Et c'est lui le docteur qui s'occupe de New Family Urgent Care, qui est en collaboration avec Karibu Magazine, comme elle a dit, la relationship avec Karibu Magazine. Nous allons parler de beaucoup de thèmes concernant votre santé. Mais aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de l'hypertension. Vous avez suivi comment il a parlé. Il a vraiment démontré à long et à large. Mais nous allons parler de notre next vidéo. Nous allons parler des spécificités de chaque branche qu'il a signée ici. Et puis, nous allons définir comment est-ce que nous allons éviter cette maladie auprès de nous. Je sais que cette maladie a vraiment tué beaucoup, a vraiment amené beaucoup de nos frères à la mort. Mais nous voulons assez que maintenant, Karibu Magazine a pris la charge. Nous voulons assez que toutes les mamans, tous les papas, tous les jeunes qui souffrent de cette maladie et qui ne souffrent pas de cette maladie, venez se faire checker pour que tu saches j'ai cette maladie ou pas, ou bien comment est-ce que je peux faire pour éviter cette maladie à la prochaine, vu que l'âge aussi avance. Merci de nous soutenir, merci de regarder cette vidéo, merci de partager, de share cette vidéo everywhere, donc partout, share cette vidéo parce que quelqu'un peut aussi être béni, quelqu'un peut aussi être guéri par rapport à cette vidéo. Et n'oubliez pas de s'abonner sur notre chaîne Karibu Magazine Télévision sur YouTube, Karibu Magazine Télévision sur Facebook. J'ai dit merci à toute l'équipe, merci à tous ceux qui ont suivi Karibu Magazine Live. Vous êtes beaucoup, assez nombreux. Je ne sais pas si Régie peut me donner un ou deux noms que je peux donner leurs salutations parce qu'ils étaient nombreux à nous regarder. Et je crois aussi vous donner aussi des salutations avant que je donne à docteur de donner 2 ou 3 personnes salutations. Et docteur, you have 1 or 2 person who can just say to them, to tell
Okay.
them something like.
All right. So I definitely want to say shout out to all, all the Africans
Yeah.
and that are actually watching my Congolese.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm actually expecting you guys coming and we definitely will have wonderful things at New Family Agent Care,
Okay.
for you. My mom back home in Ghana, Mama, I love you. We are here. We are supporting this community and, all my friends, my wife, and family and children, my brothers and sister Kojo Mani, Yajewa, my brother-in-law. So we say all of you, kudos for a wonderful job, Karibu magazine that you're doing, giving us the opportunity to come to you. So thank you, my wonderful. That's one, a group, Strickland Cox Associate, which is you've been a wonderful, support to New Family Agent Care, Dr. Angie Strickland and Christy Elliott. Cox, these are really wonderful people. So I say thank you very much to everybody. And thank you. We'll definitely see you next week. Stay tuned.
Okay.
This is going to be a continuous thing, and we want to educate ourselves so that we can get better. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. À la prochaine sur notre next vidéo. N'hésitez pas de s'abonner sur Karibu Magazine. N'hésitez pas de commenter. Et aussi, n'hésitez pas de faire votre question. Si vous avez des questions par rapport à ça, la semaine prochaine, nous serons live et puis nous allons ouvrir notre téléphone pour prendre les questions live concernant l'hypertension et le thème que nous allons débattre la fois prochaine. Merci à tous qui ont suivi Karibu Magazine. Restez chez vous branchés. Bon dimanche à vous. Merci. À plus tard. Bye. Parole.